Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Rummer. Good to see you again for the first reflection of week 4. Today, we're really focusing on that facet of thriving called hope and optimism. And just wanted to walk through a couple of reflection questions that might help you identify ways that you can improve your thriving. So, the first question is and building off of what we discussed yesterday, was this idea of like, where does hope and optimism fit with some of the other facets of thriving? So we have resilience and stamina, and we also have openness to new experiences and relationships, as those are the other two. So, where does hope and optimism fit in that list of three? Is it the highest, lowest, in the middle? It's very important to kind of understand where that facet sits. And then I'd like you to start to think about a couple of key things. The first is as it relates to this idea of hope and optimism, I'd love for you to reflect on what are your greatest sources of hope and optimism. Where does that generate? Where does hope generate for you? Where does it come from? Are there people around you that are strong in their hope and optimism that positively affect you? Are there places you go? Are there things that you do that really fill you with a sense of hope and optimism? Think about where you get that, where that source for you is to get that hope and optimism. Related to that is sort of the opposite, right? Where are the places, who are the people that can really deplete your level of hope and optimism? Are there people that you are connected with, or you're social with, that might be highly cynical, or have really a negative impact on your hope and optimism? I'd like you to kind of explore that a little bit to see, well, where does your hope and optimism come up against some really challenging, situations or people that can deplete it. And finally, I'd love for you to think about, both in terms of the strengths and what drives your hope and optimism, what improves your hope and optimism, and what depletes it. I'd like you to kind of explore the relationship between hope and optimism and your sense of thriving. Like, do you feel a sense of thriving right now? Is hope and optimism a key driver of that? And then broadly, think about it in terms of how hope and optimism links to thriving in your life, but then specifically think about the links between hope and optimism that you feel and and your coaching practice, and how you're able to sustain the level of engagement that you need because of your level of hope and optimism. So, three just kind of, areas to kind of poke at to see what is actually driving your hope and optimism. Who is it around you that might be feeding you a greater sense of hope and optimism? What's detracting from your hope and optimism? And how are you linking that sense of hope and optimism to your life, and to specifically to your coaching practice? Looking forward to hearing all about what your insights are from this reflection exercise. Talk to you soon. Bye.